Welcome back to This Garden Bliss, and thank you for subscribing. Today, we'll be talking about gifts from the garden and how you can make them from everything that you already have.
Today we're going to be working with the noble fir, cedar, and spruce. We purchased these noble fir actually because we can't grow these in the garden. We haven't planted these ones in the garden, but we purchased them at our local nursery. And here we have my container of choice. We'll be using this container to plant our centerpiece for our Christmas.
So you stick stuff into the foam.
Yes, so here we have a beautiful container, but also on the table here, I'm going to show you some of the items that we use for making containers for our friends and neighbors as Christmas gifts from the garden. The pine cones can be collected from your trees outside and sprayed.
Yeah, it looks like you sprayed them.
Yeah, we also have ribbons that you can add in your container. And these tools that you will need, basically wire cutters for the fillers that you will be putting in your containers. These are artificial cherries. Don't put them in the containers outside because, as we learned, the squirrels get to them.
Little critters eat them.
They do.
They try to eat them.
And they try to eat them. So we also have, ribbons, like I mentioned before.
Fake berries.
And
did you spray paint those pine cones?
Yeah, we spray painted them just a little bit. And so the gifts from the garden, when you've planted and invested in a variety of different evergreens on the property, it's priceless.
Yeah,
that's it. So right here I am putting in a thriller. This is our blue spruce.
Your center point. It's your centerpiece.
Yes, the Colorado blue spruce. I love this. The needles are pretty sharp, so I'm wearing gloves. The Colorado blue spruce is just beautiful.
Has a nice color to it.
And so I use that as my go-to every year. The tree is huge, it's dense, and I could trim away at it and use these in our winter containers. So here I am using this for the centerpiece for our dining room table. And now there is cedar. This is cedar trimmed from our cedar trees out throughout the garden.
I've noticed that you've soaked that. I can see the water in the dish.
Well, one of the things that I've done, we have the floral sponge, which I only use for the indoor container planters or indoor centerpieces, but my outdoor containers have soil in them. So this sponge will be used and reused for many, many seasons.
You
for
got
instance,
that at the dollar store?
And pretty much we have sponges that are wet and dry from the dollar store. And so the cedar is placed as a filler and a spiller. It kind of fills in on the sides, and I'm trimming it so that, the proportion and the size of the container is balanced for the size of the table that it will be on.
It must be a soft foam because you have no problem pushing it in.
Well, the foam has been sitting in water, so to make sure that I have enough water, not just in the sponge, but also the evergreens have been in a bucket of water for a couple of days. You really want your evergreens to be fully hydrated before you start to put your centerpieces together.
So they stay fresh.
And the needles won't fall off onto your tablescape.
So you change gloves here, I see.
Yes, because now I'm working with mostly artificial stuff, and I'm trying to figure out what is it that I want to put in. And so I have the centerpiece on a Lazy Susan, this way I can spin it around and I can get an even balance. So the centerpiece, I have a filler, then I have a thriller, which is the highest piece, and then along the side I have a
There's names for
spiller.
everything you put in there.
Yes, your thriller, filler, and spiller.
That's not when you spill the wine.
No, that's not at all. And so here, these are artificial berries, of course, and I don't put the berries in outside containers. As I mentioned, I see the squirrels, they were trying to eat these berries, and I was feeling sorry for them.
And that would poison them. It's just plastic.
Well, yes, it's just plastic. So these are my fillers. And so the fillers are colorful, they're artificial. And I try to keep my containers as natural as possible. Mm-hmm. You know, not too much.
Coming along. You're using my wire cutters.
Your wire cutters come in very handy.
Yep.
So that's a part of the tools that you need. You need wire cutters for the artificial fillers, and then you need your pruners for the actual greenery, and it's coming along quite nicely.
I'm really impressed with the idea of the Lazy Susan. You can just turn and push it in and turn and push it in, and you get a balanced look.
Yes, but we've challenged you to make your own containers, so we're going to see your results of
later in the video. Yeah, just me.
Exactly.
But I didn't use the Lazy Susan.
No, you didn't.
I'm a big table outside enough as it is.
Exactly. So one of the things I wanted to talk about is the evergreens.
The finishing touch, the star there. The evergreen, yes.
The evergreen, and the garden just keeps giving back over and over again. And one of the greatest investments that you could have on your property is to purchase evergreens, plant them early, because they take a very long time to grow. And once they do, they're beautiful. They have a winter interest among the snow in the winter season.
Stay green.
And they just absolutely look beautiful.
How many do we have?
17.
Yeah, 17. Oh,
we have Alberta spruce. We have cedars. We have the Colorado blue spruce. Mm-hmm. And we have emerald green cedars. Even some of our cedars are in planters, huge planters.
I know that one.
Yeah, but it gives you that interest.
Oh, that's really coming along.
All season long.
We're done here.
We're here. We're finished. We have many containers that we're going to do for our friends, and gifts from the garden is big for us.
So let's just bring this inside and see what it looks like on the kitchen table. Oh, yes.
So part of the kitchen table, actually, the dining room table will be much bigger because we put an insert inside. So this will be an oval table. So to scale, it will be perfect.
Well, I find this whole process to be amazing. I like how it's done and the effect that it has, especially indoors. Look at that. It's beautiful, especially with the red tablecloth. This is my own creation. I was challenged to put this to stop laughing. It looks great for me. I did it.
Wonderful addition to the backyard. Yeah. So I see you have some
bells,
citrus in there. Love it.
This is our front yard during the day before the lights come on. The front door area, blue and white theme.
And because of the blue spruce.
This is the planter beside the driveway with the swan, and the one on the left with more bells.
Lots of noble fir.
And silver decor.
Yes, but still at the same time keeping the theme very simple. Mm-hmm. Simplicity is key.
More white and the spheres. The ironworks stay in the garden year round.
And the blue spruce inspires us.
Yeah. It's where we took our clippings from earlier in the video. And at night, of course, it's just 35 feet tall, way up to the second floor. And here are our planters at night that we light up with the power coming from the garage door lights.
Yes, and you do a wonderful job in lighting everything up.
Mm-hmm. Some of it's on timers. These ones here, I think we switch from inside at the door. Oh, and our angel just looks wonderful. I mean, we've fancied her up a lot, put in our own lights and ribbons, and the deer at the side. And with that, we're going to say Merry Christmas. And thank you for watching again. Happy holidays.